Hi friends! Kamusta? So welcome back. Is Canada your destination to work, or even you want to be a permanent resident of this country? That's a good thing, because in this video, I will be sharing with you on how you get the higher chance to be a permanent resident here in Canada. Are you ready? But before that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, so don't forget to click the subscribe button and also the bell so that you are updated every time that I post a video. Alright, so if you want to go here in Canada, your application will be a points-based system. That is what you call the CRS, or the Comprehensive Ranking System. So this is actually used to assess and score your profile and rank if you are going to apply in an express entry pool. So it means to say that if you have higher CRS points, you have higher chance of getting ITA, or invitation to apply, from Canada. So the first thing that you need to consider is your language tests. For official language tests, you need to submit language test results that are less than 2 years for all the program under express entry. It could be English or French. So for the English, you have the CELPIP, or the Canadian English Language Proficiency Index Program. And the second one is the IELTS, which is the International English Language Test System. For the French, you have the TEF Canada and TCF Canada. So these language tests help you to increase your CRS points. So remember that you need to have a higher CLB, or the Canadian Language Benchmark, so that you can also get the specific points, and also you can have the higher chance to get an ITA. Alright, so the next one is your education. So whatever education you completed, your credentials should be assessed and verified. You can do it through ECA or the Educational Credential Assessment. So what is an ECA? So ECA is actually used to verify that your foreign degree, diploma, or certificate, or other proof of your credentials is valid or equal to a Canadian credential. Actually, there are different types of ECAs. So if you're applying for a permanent residency through express entry, make sure that you need to indicate that it is for immigration purposes. Also, ECAs must be from approved agencies from the last 5 years. The most popular agencies for you to get an ECA are the West and ICAS. So once you already get the ECA result, you can now choose from these options: none, less than secondary, or that is high school, secondary diploma, or high school graduation, 1-year program at university, college, trade, or technical school, or other institution, 2-year program at university, college, trade, or technical school or institution, bachelor's degree. It can be 3 or more program at university, college, trade, or technical school or other institution, 2 or more diplomas, certificates, or degrees. 1 must be a program of 3 or more. The next is master's degree. And the last is doctoral level university degree, or the PhD. So those are the options that you need to indicate once you already got your ECA result. Also, if you studied in Canada, you need to indicate as a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate. Of course, you can be considered, but you must have studied at a school within Canada. Foreign campuses don't count. Second one, you had to enroll full-time for at least 8 months and have been physically present in Canada at least 8 months. So the option for this part are secondary or less, 1 or 2-year diploma or certificate. Lastly, degree, diploma, or certificate of 3 years or longer, or master's professional or doctoral degree at least 1 academic year. So these are the things that you need to know for your education. I just wanted to let you know that once you had your education here in Canada, you have an advantage and you have an additional point in your CRS score. So the third factor that you need to consider in getting a higher CRS points is your work experience. Here in Canada, there is what you call the NOC, or the National Occupational Classification. So the NOC is actually the official list of jobs in the Canadian labor market. So it also describes each job description, each job duties according to skill type, group, or level. So specifically for the express entry, there are different types of NOCs. Skilled work in NOC are managerial jobs, or you have an NOC skill level 0. Professional jobs, which are the NOC skill type A, and also technical jobs and skilled trade or manual work, which is what you call the NOC skill type B. Once you already know the NOC of your job, the next thing that you need to indicate is that how many total years of foreign work experience do you have. So it means to say how many years have you worked in your country or even outside Canada. But make sure that you have been paid full-time or equal amount in part-time hours. So how will you know that? So for the 12 months or full-time work, you should work for 30 hours per week for 12 months, or the total of 1,560 hours. And for equal amount in part-time hours, you should work at least 15 hours per week for 24 months. So that is actually equal for 1 year full-time with 1,560 hours as well. And you can also work for 30 hours per week for 12 months at more than one job. So that is also equal to 1 year full-time of 1,560 hours. So in this category, you can choose none or less than 1 year, 1 year to 4 years, or 5 years or more. So in this part of skilled work experience in Canada, those people who have the open work permit, the temporary work permit, or even the post-graduation work permit. So you can choose none or less than 1 year, 1 year to 2 years, or 3 years or more. For the fourth factor, age is also a consideration if you are applying here in Canada as a permanent residency under express entry pool. So how does it affect your application? So the candidates should be aware that once they reach the age of 30 onwards, their CRS scores will be dropping down. So it means to say that from 20 years old to 29 years old, you will get the highest number of CRS points. But if you reach 30 years old onwards, your CRS points will start to decline. For example, in 39 years old, you will only get 55 points. And if you reach the 45 years old, unfortunately, there is no points for your age. But don't you worry, because that doesn't mean that you are not eligible to apply for a permanent residency here under express entry. Because there are still factors that you needed to know for you to get higher points. Even you can get 600 points. So stay tuned. The fifth factor is your marital status. So in this part, you will indicate whether you are never married or single, married, annulled marriage, divorced or separated, legally separated, widowed, or common law. What is a common law? According to IRCC, the immigration context, a common law partnership means that a couple have lived together for at least 1 year in a conjugal relationship. So a common law relationship exists from the day on which two individuals can provide evidence to support their cohabitation in a conjugal relationship. So the onus is on the applicant to prove that they have been living common law for at least 1 year before an application is received. So those are the list of marital status that you need to indicate. But I just want to take a note that if your spouse or your partner is not coming to Canada or even they are a permanent resident or a citizen, you will earn points as if you don't have a spouse or a partner. The sixth factor for you to get a higher CRS points is the job offers. Make sure that your valid job offer is supported by LMIA, or the Labor Market Impact Assessment. So how will you know if the job offer is valid? So it must be a full-time job. It is in a skill job listed as a skill type 0 or skill level A or B in the NOC. Like what I mentioned, it should be supported by LMIA. And lastly, it is for 1 year from the time you become a permanent resident. So for more information about job offers and LMIA, or the Labor Market Impact Assessment, I will link the website below so that you can get more details about it. Alright, so for the seventh factor that you need to know for you to get a higher CRS points is the Provincial Nomination. This is what you call the PNP, or the Provincial Nominee Program. So if you want to immigrate here in Canada through PNP, Canadian province or territory has to nominate you. So the first thing that you need to do is to apply to the PNP in the province or territory that you want to settle. And after that, for you to qualify, you need to have the skills, education, and work experiences that you will need to settle in Canada and support yourself or your family. After the province or territory approves your application, the next step that you need to do is to apply for the permanent residency. Actually, they will let you know if you will apply through express entry or you will directly apply through the regular application process. But I just want to let you know that the selection process and conditions to get the provincial nominee certificate may be different from province to province. So what you need to do is to go to their website and find out what you need to do before applying. So as I have mentioned to you earlier, if you applied at the age of 45 years old or above, and even if you don't have any points for the age specifically in this program, once you are nominated by the province or territory, you can get a maximum of 600 points for the Provincial Nomination Certificate. And I will also link the website in the description box for you to know more about this program. Alright, so language test, education, work experiences, age, marital status, job offers, and provincial nominee. So those are the factors that you need to know for you to get a higher CRS points. As I mentioned, the higher the points, the higher chance for you to get an ITA or invitation to apply. So I really hope that this helps you for you to know this information before applying for a work or a permanent residency in Canada. So if you do, so don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any question, concern, or topic that you want to discuss, just leave comment down below. So again, my name is Jason Jim. See you to my next video. Bye!